Good evening, everyone, and welcome to session 5 of the online idea training series brought to you by SAMA Audit Systems and Softwares Private Limited, India. In this session, we will be learning the process for general ledger scrutiny through the SmartAnalyzer app with an idea. The SmartAnalyzer app is a very powerful, scalable, useful, and user-friendly app which is available with an idea. And this app allows you to run a number of predefined audit tests for general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets. The app has a number of benefits which we will be showing to you on the general ledger case study. One of the benefits is you can choose from a pool of predefined audit tests. So you do not need to do your own thinking on the analytic task. The task is already pre-configured with an idea. You also have standardized import routines. So the process of gathering the data from the stakeholder is very standardized. You send out a standardized data request and they need to provide the data in a standardized format. That way there would be no inconsistency between the data the app needs and the data provided by the stakeholder. The testing is consistent. The nature of tasks conducted are consistent, the results are consistent, and the results are available for ready evaluation and reporting in a standardized format. What we will be learning in this case study is the SmartAnalyzer app management. We will show you the process of requisitioning the data, tagging the fields, running certain sample general ledger scrutiny audit tests, more specifically out of balance journal entries and journal entries with specific comments. The test on journal entries with specific comments is very useful from an anti-bribery and corruption point of view. And then we will learn how to evaluate the results generated by the app and prepare standardized reports. So let's go into idea. Let's run the general ledger case study through SmartAnalyzer. In idea, I have created a project folder called Online Idea Training Session 5. What I've also done is in the idea projects folder, I've created a folder called Online Idea Training Session 5. This is a managed project. As you can see, it's in my documents, and I have placed a sample general ledger in this particular file, source files. Now, if you would like to do this after the training on your own, this particular file is available in idea projects in samples under source files as general ledger. So you copy it from here and you can paste it into a new folder as I've done in source files. Okay, so we've got the data ready. Now let's import the data. So the activity starts with the import of data. I'm going to be importing the general ledger. It's an Excel file. I click on OK. The process of import is seamless. Let's understand what kind of fields are available in the data. We have the journal entry number, the date, the time, the period, the accounting period, the type of a journal entry. Is it pertaining to accruals? Is it a prepaid entry? Is it an adjustment entry? We have the GL account number, the account name, the transaction amount, the narration. Now that's very important, and the user who has approved the journal entry. So it's a very easy to understand data set. Now let's get into the SmartAnalyzer app and show you what are the possibilities and capabilities of the app. You need to go to SmartAnalyzer, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on management. So you can actually see that there are a number of options here. One of the options I would like to see what apps I have. So I click on display apps, and the apps which all of us have with our idea version 11.1 copy is the sample general ledger and sample payments. These come along with the application. So I'm going to click on sample general ledger, and it gives me a write-up. You can see this on the app. So it talks about what the app does, what it helps you identify. This information is available within the sample general ledger. Now what I'm going to do, and I think this is a very important part, is I am just going to click on management, and after I click on management, I'm actually going to show you the process of creating a data request. So under data preparation, you can click on data request, choose the sample general ledger, click on OK, and you'll notice here that the moment you create a data request, you get a write-up like this, where you can actually see that this is a standard data request which you will send out to the stakeholders, to the IT department, to the process owners, where you just need to fill this in, right? It talks about the kind of review you're doing. It talks about the fields which you need from the data, right? And you can see it's very consistent. So it gives all the information to the provider of data on how they need to arrange the data, right? And it talks about how the data needs to be returned. And this is more of a write-up for the user on how they need to apply the journal entry case study through the SmartAnalyzer app. So this is a very useful instruction, standard operating procedure. Now I'm going to come out of here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we can run the app. So we click on Start, and I'm going to choose the sample general ledger app. Okay, and you have an option where you can run the audit test. So I'm going to click on Run the audit test. And this part is very important. This is the most critical part of the SmartAnalyzer app, where you have to begin by tagging the data. So this part here is important, tagging, where you define the fields. So you just click on Define, and it will say the tags will be defined on the currently opened general ledger. Click on OK. And now you can currently see, friends, that the fields to assign are showing not assigned, which means that the tags have not been created yet. So what we do here is we choose for the tag, the SmartAnalyzer tag amount, we choose amount in the data. For the comment, we choose the description, which is the narration. For the entity code, now you can see it's not mandatory, so I can leave that as unassigned, but the other fields are mandatory. For the journal entry number, I choose JE number. So what I'm doing here is I have the tag name. So this is the standard name on which the predefined audit routines run, and this is the name of the data within the database. Okay, so I need to do a one-to-one mapping for all the fields which are mandatory. Now once I do this, I click on the Apply and Close button, and you can actually see now that the out of balance journal entries is ready for the run, but journal entries with specific comments needs inputs. You can see that input required. So I'm going to click on required, and here you need to tell the SmartAnalyzer app what are the fields you're looking for. So here, let's say I put in the field donation, I put in the field gift, right? So you can put in multiple values you're looking for in the field donation, gift, and this is the part of the anti-bribery and corruption analytics. So if I want to enable case sensitive search, I keep it ticked. I can also find empty comments where narrations are blank, and I simply click on OK, and now you can see it's changed to ready. It's ready to run. Okay, so now what I do is I choose both of these boxes and I click on the run app, and you can see the tests are running as we speak. The first test has run. The second test is also running. So you can see that both the tests have run, and if I now if I come out of this particular screen, right, and I go to run audit tests, I would basically need to come out of this particular screen, and I'm able to see the results here. So you can actually see that this is the file which contains out of balance journal entries, right? And this is the file which contains entries with specific comments. You can see the word donation and gift is appearing in the narration, and this is the file of out of balance journal entries. And what is very nice is within SmartAnalyzer, you can click on results and reporting, and you can generate your very own report. So I can choose these two sample tasks. I can click on report and create, and here you can give your client name. Let's say I say sample client. I click on OK, and it actually prepares the report. So not only are you having a consistent data source, you're having consistent audit tests, but you're having a consistent output reporting format, and you can see it actually prepares a ready-made report with all the details. You can see that. And what is very nice is it gives you all the information. It tells you what fields you've used, and it also gives you a detail of the for each example. So for example, here it's saying out of balance journal entries, it's giving you a list of cases. If you go further down for entries containing specific comments, it gives you a list of cases. So it's a very, very useful test. So we strongly encourage all of you all. Let me get back to the learnings. We strongly encourage all of you all to adopt the SmartAnalyzer. Immediately after this training, you all can apply the analytics on the General Ledger app and try to replicate what we have shown you in this online case study. And there's a lot of other ready-made apps which are available, and we hope that you get a lot of benefit from these SmartAnalyzer apps, and it helps you internalize idea in a much better way within your audit lifecycle process. So thank you so much for attending online session 5, and look forward to seeing you in online session 6 shortly. Thank you.